That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to I don't want to do it, but I can't say it's an inappropriate question. What are the effects of having a player's coach edition of the Always Irish Show? As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. I appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up, helps in the search algorithm. Notifications on. You'll be alerted every time Marshall beats Notre Dame at home or something else happens bad. I suppose good as well. It's just, when's the last time in John's life I've got to really come on here with some shockingly great Notre Dame news? Probably CJ Carr committing. That was that. I had a good night then. Will it hold? I don't know. The way this year's going, nobody knows. This got off to a shaky start. Anyways, YouTube, hit subscribe, thumbs up, notifications on. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, or at Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishindy@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want me, you can locate me. 312-900-8815 is the call-in line. Always Irish Radio, gaining traction after 2 weeks. Got to buy some more phone lines. Too many people. Like I've been saying, folks, since the Marshall game, when you do what Notre Dame did at home as a 20.5-point favorite, when you do what they did, any and all reasonable questions about the program are fair game. All of them. All of them. They are now fair to ask. Some of these questions I totally brush off and personally think, no, that's not even a factor in my mind that I'm worried about or that I think played into why we're in the position we're in now in week 3. Some of the stuff I've seen the fan base bring up asking if it's an issue. I don't think it is, and I think it's silly, but I can't say it's dumb to have the question be asked. I can't. When you do what you just did at home, all questions are fair. As long as they're appropriate. I mean, I've seen a bunch of dumb racial stuff and other people. Some of you are out of your minds. But an actual football question, they're all fair. They're all fair. When you do what they did, you lose all your trust, your credibility, your built-up goodwill, all of that. It's gone. Freeman doesn't have any of that anymore. It's all gone. Life comes at you fast. Week 3, and all that Freeman shines off, and now it's getting hot. Not like hot seat, fired hot, but just everybody's mad, and we need some better results here type of vibe. That kind of hot. I already said on one of my other shows this week. I don't know if this one's posted first or that one. I'm going to be in South Bend, and I anticipate the vibe feeling like you're tailgating before you go to Grandma's funeral. That's going to be the vibe, folks. But what I mean when I say all questions are fair now is we're not even into game 3. And I got people already asking about the dynamic between Marcus Freeman and these players. Being the cool guy, the young guy, the modern guy, the guy you can relate to, like the same music, recording Las Vegas movie things together, all of that. And here we're sitting with no wins, and one of them that definitely should have been one. And now people are asking. I don't understand the dynamic. All these players wanted him. All the players fought for Freeman. They told Swarbrick to hire Freeman. All these guys love Freeman. They're a big part of why Freeman got hired. And this is how you're playing for your guy? This is how you're playing at home against Marshall? With your guy that you fought for and said had to be that coach? This is how you're playing for him? How can that be? How can that be? That this is your guy, players. The video of him running in and everybody jumping on him that we all loved. That video that sustained my existence all winter. All of that. Why am I not seeing guys play like they love the guy the way they danced around him in that locker room? Why am I not seeing effort that reflects that level of love and respect for that guy? That drive to want to make him look good. He's your guy. He's your guy. And this is how you played for him at home, and he's your guy you wanted hired. And this is what you're doing? Now, I know some people are going to say, yeah, it's the players, but the coaches too. I understand that. I understand that. The coaching's obviously an issue. There's no way around that on all areas. But there's also personal accountability of guys not playing good plays of football out there. Bigger picture coaching and schematics and philosophy, yes, there are issues there. But a lot of this comes down to guys who are in position and they're not making plays or they're not putting in the right effort. Or attention to detail where routes are sloppy on offense and it leads to a pick six. A wrong cut was made on defense and then you missed the guy and it's 42-yard run on a drive you couldn't allow that lost you the game. So people are now asking, is there too much of this friend stuff, buddy stuff with Marcus and these players? Are they not afraid of him, that there's no accountability because they're so buddy? I don't know. Mike Goolsby's asking these questions. He was on with Mike Singer, former Notre Dame linebacker, letting it rip, saying, I don't understand how these players are the ones that fought for Freeman to get this job, and now this is how they're playing for him. Where's the respect for the guy you said you loved and wanted him to be the coach? So it's so messed up to me. All summer, I've been saying, I love all the recruiting stuff. I love the dynamic of Freeman getting along with these guys, relating them to them in a way Kelly never did, all of that. The Vegas thing, creative recruiting angle, build camaraderie with your guys. We're all in this together. The three best friends we ever had, whatever, all of it. I like all that stuff when it's neutral. I like all that stuff. But once you start losing, I can't tell people it's wrong to ask if this is a part of the problem. Like I keep saying, when you lose to Marshall, you open up all these questions and they're fair. So I personally still think the approach Freeman has to relationships with these guys, I like it more than the one Kelly had with the guys. But if you're losing, people are going to ask, are you too buddy with them? That's just not where you can afford to be week 3 of your tenure, to have people already questioning that. But when you lose to Marshall at home, when you're a 20.5 point favorite, it's fair. It's fair. And it hurts me. It hurts me. This is one of the areas that I like most about Marcus. But it is fair to ask this question right now. And that really hurts me. It does. Is there not enough accountability? Maybe you could say it's too soon. And now we're going to find out. How many losses to teams you can't lose to down the road do we have to get to before it's, if you're not doing the job, the next guy's in? I don't care how old you are, what year you are, if you have a C on your jersey, nothing. I don't care. I need results. So I need to see what this accountability looks like. The other thing I keep saying is this loss to Marshall was like a mob hit. It must be answered for. Someone has to answer for allowing this to be what happened. This cannot go unanswered. And we all just regather in South Bend in a week and hope things are different. No, you don't have that trust. It's gone. You don't have that. You don't have that benefit of the doubt. You forfeited that when you have basically forfeited playing the last game. All right? So I know these coaches, guys are first string and they don't want to play the backup because in practice, the first string guy's more reliable. That's why there's a depth chart. I get all that. But at some point, if your best guy is making you lose, I don't know where you go then. Then you don't want to go to the other guy because he's even worse than the guy that you thought was good but is making you lose that's starting. Then you're all messed up. Your depth chart's messed up, your recruiting's messed up, and your development's messed up. If that's your dynamic, where you can't bench starters because the guys behind them you're worried can't do anything, but you want to bench the starters because they're playing losing football, you have issue on issue on issue then. If that's your dynamic, it's all bad then. It's all bad. Your depth chart's bad, your development's bad, and your recruiting's bad. If your frontline guy's bad and then the backups are worse, what are you doing in recruiting and development and whatever that position group is we're discussing? So every coach talks about after a loss, accountability on the staff, on the players, accountability. You hear it every week in college and the NFL football. What does it look like? I need to see it. Like I can't trust you, so I need to see it. What does accountability mean for the Notre Dame program where it sits this week? We're about to find out. But I'm done watching guys that are supposed to be our best players playing losing football. I'd rather see a younger guy in there that wants to try harder and make mistakes that make us better in the future. Because this ain't it. Whatever we're doing now ain't it. It ain't working. It isn't. So I just find the angle really interesting coming from a former Notre Dame player saying, I cannot believe this is how you would treat the coach you begged Jack Swarbrick to hire. And you love him so much, you want to die and play for him so much. How did this happen then? Something's wrong. There's a big disconnect. Something is wrong here in the equation. Something ain't right. So, you want to talk about pride? I mean, this is it, folks. You got to stop the bleeding. Pride, style points, what it looks like, working out second team. No, you don't have that. You're not going to have that this year. You gotta fight for every win you could get against every team you play. Nothing is a given. There are no easy wins or built-in wins on Notre Dame's schedule. You lose to Marshall, everything's possible. By everything, I mean everything bad. Okay? So I hate having to bring up this dynamic because I like it about Marcus Freeman. But when you lose at home to Marshall as a 20.5-point favorite, even though it hurts me personally, it is fair to start asking, are these guys too buddy-buddy? And they're just like, what's going on? Because this vibe ain't right. It ain't right. So all these questions are fair. We just need to see a different level this week. Like, Notre Dame has a lot of issues, but I need to see their leadership with the players and coaches really step up and find a way to salvage this win. You need it. And it's embarrassing to say Cal is a must win. It's a must win. So these are not some of the topics I expected to be speaking about in week 3 of the season. They are not. But that's where we're at. So we just need to see you say enough is enough. This is Notre Dame, and we're winning this game, and then we'll figure out how to win the next one. You are in play by play, quarter by quarter survival mode right now where you're at. Figure it out. You have to this week. We'll see you on Twitter, folks. Take care.